guys, welcome back to my channel. So glad you guys are here with me today. So as you can see from the title, what we're going to be talking about today is specifically 4C hair and locks. I think a lot of what I have to say may cross over with 4A and maybe 4B hair, but this is definitely specific information from my 4C ladies. I have 4C hair, and I know that a lot of us started our natural hair journey watching individuals that had different hair textures than we did. And so we were watching these videos and getting in our head some expectations, right? And when we realized that a lot of the expectations we had for our hair were unrealistic, that was a really disappointing experience. And so also I just want to start off by having a little disclaimer that yes, a lot of these expectations or a lot of the things I'm talking about, they do have, they are rooted somewhat in internalized anti-Blackness and texturism. We just have to get that right off the bat, right? Okay, so I have my stuff written on these little note cards, so that's why I'll be looking down every so often. So my first thing that I want you guys to realize is that you may not have the curly ends on your hair. I see a lot of people start their locks and they have those super cute curly cues on the ends of their hair, and that may not be the case for you. When I first got my locks, right off of establishment, I had like puffy, my ends were puffy. They didn't really curl. Now, after a few washes, they did curl, and I did have very, very little springy curls. They kind of mimicked what I thought like 4A hair looked like, or 4B hair. So you may get those curls once the hair is separated, but you may not, and that's okay. Your hair is still beautiful, even if it doesn't have the little ringlets that we see a lot with sister locks on the ends. Now, if you go back to my videos, you can see mine had it kinda, but definitely not in the way that others do. Like some really have a nice spirally curl coming down on the ends, and mine did not. Now, even if yours do have that curl with 4C hair, more than likely that curl is not gonna last long. So that's another thing that I think you should be aware of. If your hair does have that curl, it is going to be temporary. Your ends will more than likely lock up because you have highly textured hair and it wants to lock. That's why locks do so well with our hair, because we're letting our hair do what it wants to naturally do, right? It wants to lock up, so it's going to lock up. The baby hair situation. So I think in my head, I knew that I wasn't going to have like an abundance of baby hairs and stuff. But I just want to put that out there. I think I was watching a lot of people who did have that situation up in the front. And even though if someone was to ask me, like, do you think you're going to have those baby hairs in the front? I probably would have said no. By constantly watching videos of YouTubers with sister locks and locks, and they had their hair down in the front, or the baby hairs, I think it did sink into my psyche a little bit that, oh, this will be super cute. And now I do lay down my edges every now and again, but it's not like Day Royale or like some of the other girls out here with like an abundance of baby hairs. And so, yeah, that may not be what happens for you if you have 4C natural hair and you get sister locks. You may not have that. So on to the next. Detangling. Now, while detangling is going to be so much easier, like you're not going to spend hours detangling, I will say that your roots will still tangle with 4C natural hair. So you will have to go through and separate your hair, and you may hit some snags and get some snaps. I think you may have to do that more often than some others so that you don't have a lot of, I forgot what it's called when they combine at the root. So you don't have a lot of that situation going on. Now, it is going to be a lot less than with your loose natural hair, but I do think detangling will be more of or not detangling, separating the locks. That's what I should be saying. Separating the locks would be more crucial for you than some of our other sisters with like the looser textured hair. Now we're on to the things that I think you should know, and these may be the things that help persuade you to get locks, because I love my locks. It's the best decision that I have made for my hair ever. I wish I would have done it sooner. So let's get right into it. So you will probably not have to braid and band as long as everyone else. Which also brings me to my second point. Your lock journey, as compared to others with looser texture hair, it may go easier than others. I feel like with loose natural hair, a lot of times we were seeing things that we wanted to do, and we were having these expectations for us that were harder for us to achieve than others. Now with locks, that's kind of been reversed. And so, yeah, the braiding and banding and the slippage situation, I feel like I experience that so much less than others with looser natural hair. The reason why I feel this way is, one, watching those on YouTube go through their journey, but also I used to get my hair done at a shop. And when I got my hair done at the shop, there was someone who was always there. Well, actually, there were two people who were always there with me because, we had ours on a similar schedule. But then one of them, who had 3C hair, they got off schedule with us because her hair was so loose. She had to get hers retightened more during the beginning processes because she just had such bad slippage. Also, the other person who was getting their hair done at the same time that I was, and we all started around similar times too. She had about 4A hair, and she definitely experienced more slippage than I did. They both also had to braid and band way longer than I did. My hair locked up like that. I feel like I sneezed and it locked. And then, the get up and go. This is one of my favorite things about having locks, is I'm able to just get up and go. Now, I'm not saying that you can't get up and go if you have 4C natural hair. I'm saying that I didn't like the way my hair looked. So if I was to just get up and go with my 4C hair, I don't like that appearance, and I would not want to just leave the house looking like that. Is that rooted in texturism and maybe some internalized anti-blackness? Possibly. I also think it's partly just because I don't like my hair to look very short. With my face, I prefer longer hair. I can't wait for my hair to get super long. And so if you don't care for that look, just straight out the bed with, your little short TWA, or even when your hair gets longer with 4C hair, sometimes it looks like a TWA. If you don't care for that, you may like this more. I can get out of bed and literally this is all I did, is I just swooped my hair like this and I'm ready to go. I love that with locks, and that's something that was hard for me as a 4C natural, and I'm sure that that's something that's hard for a lot of you guys as well. The wash and go for 4C naturals is known to not really be a thing, but you can wash and go with locks. I wash and go a gajillion times with my locks. Oh, length retention. It is so much easier for me to retain length now that I am locked. You guys know with 4C hair, it can be very fragile and it snaps off, and manipulating the hair is harder than manipulating other types of hair textures because of the snags, therefore preventing length retention. My hair has been retaining length so fast now that I'm locked. I don't have any breakage like I did in the past, and so that's another plus of having 4C hair and locks, that you'll be able to retain length faster. And so my last point that I definitely just wanted to touch on is my final point. My worst hair day with locks is 30 times better than my worst hair day with 4C hair. Personally, for me, on my worst days, I was not going out of the house unless I had tied a scarf over my head, had a hat on, or fixed it, essentially. Now, I decided to do this video today because this is an example of my worst hair day with locks, with sister locks. So I, like many of you guys, are quarantining. I'm not going out. I have not seen my loctician in maybe 3 months now. I've been doing some self-retightening. My back is not retightened at all, but my front, I did it on my own about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And as you can see, it's just not very fresh in the front, right? But this is it. This is the worst. I also need to wash my hair. I notice when I don't wash it, it looks kind of flat. And so that's why I have it pulled all the way over to one side to get some more volume. But I just thought I'd let you guys see. This is it. This is the worst of the worst. And I know a lot of you ladies could relate that your worst hair day with loose natural 4C hair is a lot different than this. Like, I'm typically like a middle part, but as you guys can see, it's not really laying the best. That's why I put it over to the side. But this is it. This is the worst. And so that's all I wanted to say today. Thank you guys so much. If you hung out, like if you made it to the end of this video, wow, I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. If I come up with anything else or think of anything else that I think 4C naturals need to know, in particular when it comes to sister locks, I will definitely make another video, but I definitely hit on the things that I wanted to hit on this time. Please let me know in the comment section if this was helpful for you. Now I just can't stop messing with my hair. Oh, I love it. I may do something like this tonight if me and the husband have a at-home date night. But yeah, comment if this helped you guys. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.